What's up, YouTube? This is Sir Hunt's Reviews, and for those of you who don't know, I was actually in the hospital earlier. Nothing major. I'm out now and I'm fine. But what happened to me kind of made me want to make this video. It's not about Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead. Okay, so basically, when I was in the hospital, I felt like shit. I felt like it was not necessarily the worst I've ever felt in my life. Definitely not the worst I've ever felt in my life, but it definitely felt like shit. And I kind of had this attitude about myself, like I was in the hospital waiting in the ER, like in the actual emergency room department for like literally 7 hours before I was able to get brought back. Like, you know, when you come in, they triage you and they do all this shit. They check your blood pressure and your heart rate and your vitals basically. And then after that, you know, you go back out and you wait for the doctor to call you back. Well, that was 7 hours. There were people that were coming in left and right before me and going back and getting seen and then leaving before me. So I got pissed the fuck off. What ended up happening was I walked up to the counter and I asked the nurse, I was like, ma'am, I've been in here for going on 8 hours and you guys honestly don't seem to give a shit. Like, you tell us we can't eat, we can't drink, we can't do any of that stuff while we're waiting to see the physician, and it honestly makes my whatever I have right now worse that I can't do any of that. You know what I mean? So basically, long story short, I went up to the counter, and after saying all that, she's like, well, sir, there's somebody coming in right now, and I kind of like gave her a little bit of an attitude and walked away. Sure enough, as soon as I walked away, I overheard that lady talking, and she was saying how she's got cancer, and she's basically doing like having like rehab and all this shit, and it's like going through remission or whatever. And long story short, I know I just said that, but long story short, you never know what the fuck somebody else is going through, and everybody always feels like their situation is worse. You know, that grass is always greener on the other side. Like, you feel like you in your shoes looking at another person who's got an ailment or an illness or just not feeling well, you feel like your situation is worse because it's happening to you. That's not the case. There is always somebody out there who's got it worse. Always. One more thing that I haven't been putting in my videos that I really should have, I want to give a special shout out to Because Geek. Without her, this wouldn't be possible. She's given me the most advice out of anybody else about starting a YouTube channel. I also want to thank Smokescreen. I want to thank the Bat Productions. I want to thank James of Thrones. He's the one that gave me the idea to come up with a... He didn't give me the idea, but watching his videos gave me the idea. You know what I mean? That guy is fucking awesome. If you guys already haven't done so, you should go check out his channel and subscribe. It's called James of Thrones, and he does these small council meetings where basically it's like 5 or 6 of them, and they all talk about Game of Thrones, and it's amazing. But yeah, so I was able to get the inspiration to make Brotherhood Without Manners with Ricey and Raise the Album. I also want to thank Alt Shift X, Preston Jacobs, Red Team Review, Rawrist, all of you guys. You're all fucking awesome, and if it wasn't for you doing what you do, I wouldn't be able to do what I do here. So yeah, I just want to take some time to thank all of them, and also, last but not least, I want to thank my subscribers. You guys are fucking amazing. Like, certain days when I feel like shit, not necessarily just like feeling physically bad, but like sometimes, you know, I got some shit going on in my head. All I gotta do is just read some of these comments because they're so fucking positive, and I just want to take some time out of my day to thank you guys. You're fucking awesome. These are not heroin track marks, by the way. A little bit of comedy, I know. These are the marks from the IV. Like, this was from where they drew blood, and this was from the IV. Just to clear that shit up. I'm gonna wrap this video up, and the whole goal behind it was basically just love. Pass it along. You never know what somebody's going through, and I don't know. It just kind of puts shit in perspective for you. That being said, if you guys already haven't done so, make sure you click like, subscribe. I just hope that if you see somebody in a situation that you feel like it's pretty bad, but you've seen worse, and you feel like sad, you don't know what that person's going through. You never do. You never do. So just care. Share. We could honestly end all of the world's problems with a little bit of love. Like, just show somebody you care. That's all I'm asking you to do. This is Sir Hunt's Reviews. Thanks for watching.